Hey, how's it going, Virgo friends? Thanks so much for checking out my channel here at Reflexive Moon Tarot. My name is Sarah, and I will be doing your reading for the full moon in Libra if you follow sidereal, and I believe it's Virgo if you follow tropical. It's also a lunar eclipse, a full lunar eclipse, so very significant little moment, like a little break in our full moon. Balance and like bringing balance to the force kind of is what just came to my mind. Some type of loss though. Maybe there's too much going on and you have to, lay low or get rid of a few things. Could be actually getting rid of a few things. So taking the time to renew your space, right? It's also spring cleaning time. It makes absolute sense. If anybody's all about that life, it's the Virgos out there. So we are starting off with Oracle from the Moonology deck. And let's see what we got here. A time for healing, balsamic moon. Always makes me think of salad. Healing with whole foods, perhaps. I'm on that regimen right now, so I can relate. Okay, not really a fan of salad though, I'm not gonna lie. So a time for healing, bringing balance, a time for healing. Maybe getting over what it is that you've lost. Because that's a big deal, grief and loss. But what else is happening for the Virgos out there? Let's get into this tarot deck here and see what comes through. Lots of loss is happening. I'm getting that feeling of loss. And at the same time, though, the cards are telling us that at least it's not anybody authentically ruining your good name, or you may have been dealing with some type of slanderous individual, or somebody's just trying to wreck shit for you, take you down on a mental level, but it's not working. And your concern could either be when when are you going to sort of see the end? Are you in the final stretch? Or are you just going to come to the realization and accept the fact that it's done? Maybe you've just been struggling to accept reality for what it is. And I don't know, for me, that's just, there's going to be haters out there no matter what. You win some and you lose some. And, sometimes you create a whole army of haters for nothing. And it is what it is. Could be, you have some controversial opinions that are popular. It could be that the crabs in the bucket, the world of, the cat world, the catty bitches out there. Shout out to all the catty bitches. Anyways, King of Cups, crossing that. So this is an individual. They could be a water sign, but they are, no matter what, it doesn't matter what sign they are an emotionally manipulative mofo. And they are all about making you feel like they like you are wanted, like you are welcome. And then at the end of the day, their feelings are nowhere near in alignment of that. They are the type of person that wants to take you down by way of building you up. So be careful about that. I always feel like too, it's always somebody that that you feel like you can trust. And then they turn around and pull some shit, But this could be a water sign in your life. So if you have any water signs in your life, Pisces, Scorpio, or what's the other one? Cancer. And Cancers too. Oh my gosh. You know, I was reading up on something like it was like some stats that they had done on, it's so bizarre. Like this is not evidence-based anything, but I just found it interesting based on the data that was collected. The people that are most likely to be socio and psychopathic are a specific set of, more signs seem to repeat, be prominent than other signs. So Cancer, interestingly, is one of them. I was really surprised by that. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that's exactly, it's the person that you least expect. So overlooking the situation, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands up reversed is also the universe telling you, I feel like if this is the universe mirroring you, this is about self-confidence and jealousy. So if you are not confident in your reality, in your awesomeness, this is what you need to deal with. And if you're, you really should take that seriously. And if you are sabotaging anything on any level, because the Queen of Wands will blow shit up. She'll just ruin it for everybody because she's jealous and wants, if she can't have the awesomeness and she can't be the most awesome person in the room and have all the power as a reverse queen, then she's not going to let anybody have it. It's fucked up. So either this person is messing with you in the ethers, somebody with this type of energy is messing with you in the ethers, or you just need to spiritually and physically be ready to deal with this type of individual. But it all stems from a lack of confidence, from an ultimate form of insecurity. You, on the other hand, subconsciously have the capacity to just wash that out. Your emotions, your emotional release, your ability to process your emotions really puts you in whatever state that you need to be in to deal with all this bullshit. Emotionally, you're a fucking queen, basically. And what better individual than an emotionally capable queen to deal with things like that? Emotionally available king, of course, but in terms of nurturing yourself, healing yourself, this individual right here is what you want to have within your dream world, within your subconscious, within your psyche to process your reality. And you've realized in the past that the bad has outweighed the good in a lot of ways that may have made you question your life in different ways, or what it is that you're going to do moving forward. Feeling like if someone took John Travolta out of the Saturday Night Fever movie, what would that be? It wouldn't be much, right? I don't know if that really makes sense to a lot of people out there. I don't know what your 70s movies experiences are. But it's like taking the protagonist out of the picture. It really doesn't leave a whole lot. Or if you just replace the protagonist, you're going to have a lot of conflict. The bad was going to outweigh the good, right? So, somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. Somebody doesn't know what they're talking about, and it's caused a lot of conflict. It's caused just a lot of animosity. When you think about, say, for example, the quintessential couple where we got one naggy individual and the other one who's resisting it through acts of revenge or just resistance, right? And resistance can look like a pest. So just putting an end to that, that's what you've been dealing with in your past. That type of negative dynamic. That was kind of all over the place. I feel like there was more than one person we're talking about with this card. And now you know. And now you know you know. And you are connecting with your intuition in levels that you may find unimaginable or feel unimaginable. It's like shifting from Jean Grey to Phoenix, right? I wouldn't be surprised if the Death card came through. But this is like understanding your connection with water, with the power of water, emotional force, and when that is mixed with intuition and the mind, and just really following where your intuition leads you and no longer allowing space for missed opportunities. Because you're very powerful when it comes to that type of activity. You know, Virgos are the more watery sign of the zodiacs. And interestingly, you may wear your heart on your sleeve on some level, or you may have been numbed out and disconnected for way too long, and you could be struggling with reconnecting on some level. But either way, there's either a melting of an icy heart, or just coming to realize that a period of cold-heartedness or numbness sometimes is what's required to survive how painful emotions can be. Now, others see you as either being too giving of yourself when you don't have enough, or they could see you as being cheap on some level. I don't know. When it comes to that, it's really up for you to decide. I can't really determine that based on this platform that we are interacting on. But either way, the way that others view you is they think that you're cheap, or they think that you give of yourself too much, and you need to actually have more in order to give. And the balance with your sense of charity, with your sense of bringing justice to this world, really starts with you being there for yourself. So remember that. Self-care is critical if you want to support others in some type of way. And we have White Tina came through. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, this is you hoping to just be fully independent, and in a way that is authentic and healthy versus toxic, because, being over self-reliant is not good. It means that you're disconnected and that you have trust issues. And, that could very well be the case that you have trust issues. That's why we're doing all this emotional processing, because you've been hurt before, despite it being done, and you still being stuck in the process of having to deal with that. Okay, so you got to break out of your shell, and you got to do the work in order to make that happen. There's work involved with lighting the way for others. There's work involved with lighting the way for yourself. It's very sort of Saturnian energy. This card is ruled by Virgo and therefore Mercury. So communication is key. We need to have that positive self-talk, and we need to communicate also with others outside of ourselves. It's not about intrapersonal communication, it's interpersonal communication as well, because we're not born alone. We are social beings, and we need to interact with our environment in a way that works for us. So if you require accommodations in order to be interacting in your environment, then you need to address that and state your business. But I feel like most importantly, if you're also putting yourself out there too much, you may need to retreat on some level. I really think it's the opposite, where you need to put yourself out there a little bit more. That can be very tricky for some folks. So just make sure that you're gentle with yourself and don't beat yourself up for any reason. If you're getting it wrong, then try again until you get it right. So we have the Chariot. Again, very much related to this Hermit card. Lighting the way for yourself means going on this journey of forward movement. So have you been led astray from your path, or have you become idle on your path? Are you giving in to your vices? Are there things that trigger you? How can you stay on your path? And how can you confidently stay on your path, most importantly? Because there's this like dopamine effect that we experience, and it causes us to question ourselves because the energy flow kind of goes, it piddles out, and it doesn't come back immediately. So being able to have your energy last a little bit longer, and when it does deplete, have something set up so that you're not beating yourself up for nothing, and that you're focusing it in other ways to keep it and maintain it and keep it going. And baby steps, this is starting from the bottom. This is growth, new beginnings on a financial, on a constitutional level. Okay, we've got a little chunks here. All right, so we got Fool and alternate Fool card, both upright. So new beginnings that are going to be a challenge. It's going to be like a bottom-up type of big movement for change. And patience is the key virtue here. Do not pluck your unripened fruit. You have to wait. There's time that you need to have let go by. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. And, if you fail, then you start again. Or you're going to realize once you have reached the point where the fruit is ripened, that becomes a whole other journey, from harvest to whatever comes after that, right? So this is an interesting read. I like how it really touched a lot of different aspects of what is going on for you, Virgo. We're going to pull a couple of oracle cards before we conclude, starting with one of my favorite retro decks, the Tarot Affirmations deck. Okay. I feel like you may connect with something that has been removed from your life. And I don't know, for me even, for example, it's this deck I was tucked away in a keepsake box for the longest time, and that's how I managed to keep it intact. But either way, the Four of Cups has come through again for you. Okay? I feel like this is important. I am reflection. I take time to listen to my desires. And inner longings. I am in need of something new to balance my emotions. I am a turning point, ready to open my eyes and enrich my emotional repertoire. I am removing inner blocks that prevent me from seeing present opportunities. I can choose to risk and reach out towards my heart's desire. So like those two Fool cards that I pulled, it's about risk, it's about taking the plunge, and then it's about continuing to take risk. And just connecting with something old that may bring a sense of renewal with that energy, that influx of energy that you've been experiencing lately. But always reflecting on it. Reflexivity is such an interesting concept. I really think the world needs to look at it more. And you can critique it on many levels, because people sometimes decide that they're good where they're at and that they've done enough, and that most likely isn't the case. So with that, let's continue to keep it spiritual AF over here at Reflexive Moon Tarot, and we'll pull one of these cards and see the next message. Okay, this is really good advice. Stay away from people who make you feel like you're hard to love. You can screenshot that. All right? Even if you've acted like a big ol' asshole, you still deserve to be around people who see the goodness in you and point it out. Fucking A. If they find you hard to love, they ain't your people. Extra credit, someone pointing out that you've acted like an asshole doesn't mean they don't love you. Figure out if you're getting tough love or no love. You'll be way less of an asshole when you learn this, okay? So if you feel like, you're the amount of people that you are, like if you feel like you're having to let go of a lot of people because of the, situations like this, because people are making it seem like you're hard to love. Sometimes it's really hard to reconnect and create those bonds. So please do leave a note in the description box and, let's connect on some level, create community, that sort of thing. It's really important. So please do hit that like and subscribe for more videos, Virgo, and happy lunar eclipse.